is what we've all been waiting for. The championship game for the 2019 MWPA Women's State Water Polo Championship. And as the two teams shake hands before we start this game, which is a cool effect, they'll shake hands again after it's done. We are getting dripped on somewhere. We are moments away from the opening sprint. And we are now 28 minutes away from knowing who will be the champions. Now, you'd have to say the underdog in this one is Rockford, as it is Hudsonville is the number one seed, and just 2 weeks ago they beat Rockford to have the number one seed in the regional tournament. But it was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And these are two teams that know what's on the line. They're both well coached. They're both talented. They're both deep. And folks, enough of all these other games. They were all good games. We've seen great water polo. But right now, this is it. The creme de la creme. The war to settle the score. We will know who for the rest of time will be known as the state champions for 2019 at the conclusion of this game. It's been my proud pleasure to bring you all the action today here, and I'll tell you, it's just been wonderful. Our 8th place team was Saline, 7th place was East Kentwood, 6th place was EGR, 5th place was Okemos, 4th place was Skyline, 3rd place was Grand Ledge, but now it is either Rockford or Hudsonville to be number one. All right, here we go. The opening sprint is about to be underway, and it is won cleanly. No, that's not you. This is you. Right. And what do we got? Turn over.
We're good.
Okay.
You should be able to hear me, right?
Oh yeah, I can hear you well.
Awesome.
Not really sure what we're stuck on here, but if that gives you enough room. All right, back quickly comes Rockford. No score, 20 seconds into the first quarter here. Trying to drive down all the way, takes a quick dive and scores! Number 3 finds the back of the net, Sabrina Voss, the junior. And I tell you, Noah, thanks for joining me here on this championship game.
Absolutely. How's it going?
It's going great, and a little bit of a shocker there as Rockford takes the quick lead, 1-0. Hudsonville coming back with it. They're setting up their regular offense, and you know there's no worry or no fear after just giving up a 1-goal early lead. Takes a quick shot, blocked, and a battle for it. It's going to be a turnover ball under possession, goes back to Rockford.
That was a little bit of a scrum there down to the 2 meters, but looks like they came out on top for the defense.
And the Rams now swim the ball up the pool. Setting up, trying to get it down low, they do. Swing it over to Paige Beers, but Beers with an offensive foul. Possession will go back to Hudsonville. And for the Heat, well, let's talk a little bit about this. Noah, what makes the Eagles a good team?
One of the biggest things that makes the Eagles such a great team is their hole set. Claire Tuttle is just such a dominant hole set in the game. Looks like that ball is going down right now. There's a foul. She's inside 5 meters though, so she can't take the shot. Shows the pass on the outside.
Lob shot. That was actually on the outside of the net, so it's not good.
But there's a breakaway. The Rams are on a little bit of a breakaway now, but the Eagles have caught up to them.
That was Macy Follick, and if it's no contest, as Claire Tuttle is the MVP of the state this year, a very good player as well is definitely Macy Follick, who is arguably maybe the second best player in the state.
Absolutely.
The Rams get it to Follick. She lobs it up, hits the top of the cage. It's a miss, but possession goes to the Eagles. So as I said, if you've been listening to any of the broadcasts earlier today, this is going to be a gunfight at the OK Corral. These two teams are they know what, I mean, there's no tomorrow. There's no mulligans, there's no do-overs. It's right now play or be disappointed. Offensive foul is called there on the spin move. I think that was called on, I didn't see which number it was.
That was called on number 9, Sophia Burrick.
Burrick, yep.
Burrick.
And so it will give the Rams another opportunity to increase their lead with 4:45 to go in the first quarter. 1-0 Rockford on top. Quick shot, and that was off that time by Folick. She tries to shoot on the short side, but she actually hits the side of the net. So both teams have hit the side of the net. I don't think we've seen that earlier in the day yet.
Yeah, both teams have hit the side of the net on back-to-back possessions, which that's pretty uncommon. Usually it's a 1-and-1. Looks like that ball is still maintained by the Eagles. Number 6, Jessica Odie is holding onto the ball. She's fouled outside 6. She can take a shot if she wants to. She passes it over to the left wing. She gets up for the shot again, right in the outside of the cage.
And they want a quick turn because, again, Folick was down, but it just doesn't come quick enough. So passing the ball up is Snyman, the goalie. It's a loose ball down in front. Nice job there by the Rams to keep possession.
No ball under is called. Rams still have possession. Number 14, Kaylee Blockland, is just sitting here on the wing trying to wait for her team to open up. Foul is called. Number 4, Macy Fulchik is going back in. Looks like there's going to be a ball under. Number 4, Grace Boovy with the ball under. Great defense by the Eagles.
And that will give the Eagles a chance on offense here. They pass it down. No. Oh, ball under is called. I thought she was behind her back and pulling her down. A little bit of a surprise there, but apparently the officials didn't see it the same way, and they might have a better angle. Quick shot.
Oh.
What a shot that time. I'm telling you, that was Rachel Gam, the junior, who couldn't have placed that one any better.
That was one of the better shots that we've seen. Great job getting that ball all the way down from the other end of the pool, setting herself up in a position that she could step out and get a clean shot to the top right corner of the cage.
2-0 Rockford on top, 3:34 to go here in quarter number 1.
Number 4, Grace Boovy passes it off to number 7, Aubrey Buckingham. Aubrey passes it in to number 5, Grace. But unfortunately, shot goes straight into the goalie. Looks like the goalie doesn't know that a foul was called, but she's going to swim it out anyway.
So back come the Rams offensively. They force it down, they get it back again, swing it out. That was down to Folick. The shot blocked away, but I think Rockford's going to get the rebound. No, oh my goodness. What a hustle play there by number 12, McKenna Brink, as she was able to swim up. I think that was, yeah, it was. Brink was able to save that one for Hudsonville.
And Paige Beers, number 8 from Rockford, really wanted to get back to that ball. And an interception by Macy Fulchik.
And honestly, if you don't know polo, if you don't know that that's 8 feet 6 inches there, you would have thought she pushed off the bottom. And she obviously did not.
And that's why it's so important to train all year round as much as you can to try to maintain that leg strength. She is live. She can pass it. Oh, she goes for the shot. Crazy lob, but
I think she forced that one a little bit. It wasn't a bad lob, and she could have scored. But I think with a 2-goal lead, you want to get a 3-goal lead, so don't take a high percentage shot there.
Number 7, Aubrey Buckingham, senior from the Eagles, holds onto the ball right now. She's the playmaker, passes it off to the left wing. Shot, but not much of an angle there on the left wing. And goalie for Rockford, Jillian Snyman, is there to knock that ball down.
Now, we really haven't seen a good offensive possession yet here by Hudsonville. They really haven't done what they've done all year in terms of offensively, and maybe that's credit to the Rams defensively early on here. But we really haven't seen the Hudsonville offense that is so good. And who is the kickout called on?
That's going to be an exclusion on number 19, Marley Persh, the sophomore from the Eagles. But the Eagles get possession of the ball right away, and she's going to be right back in. I believe that is her first exclusion, so she still has 2 more left this game.
She's got a long swim up now, though, to help her team. Right now, they're down a player, essentially, with her where she is. Boovy gets the ball, tries to turn, and she, just an ordinary, gets a shot, and she goes high on it. And, you know, we've seen a lot today of players go high, and I talked about this earlier. No, they're not crunching the abs. They're not finishing the shot.
Well, it's something that's very interesting in women's water polo, where they don't do the hardest of shots because they're just not quite as strong as their male counterparts, but because of that, they end up doing a little more lob shots, but the ball goes right into the middle, right for the Rams, but then the Eagles are able to steal away to chase after the goalie. That means that the Eagles are going to be up here.
But there's 2 back. Somebody better.
They've got to keep going. The Eagles have advantage here. They have a 1-up. Let's see if they can capitalize on it. Looks like they're going a little bit slowly down the pool.
Oh, an offensive. That's going to hurt. It's 2-on-1 if they hurry.
And we'll see.
Let's see if Claire can get back. If she can't, it's going to be a golden opportunity here. Takes the shot. It's partially blocked. Jump baller fighting for the rebound. Not fighting for it. And somehow possession goes to Hudsonville. And I think, really, truthfully, I am shocked that Buckingham did not continue to go after that. Or I beg your pardon, Tuttle. No, it was Buckingham. Didn't continue to go for that ball.
Now that was a very interesting play. I'm not sure if you could hear from the broadcast. There's a huge fight going on over there in Holset. Grace Boovy, she keeps looking at the coach like she's not doing anything, but Josh Arendt, one of the most senior referees here, is watching them like a hawk. So when he makes that offensive call, there is definitely a scrum going on in Holset right now.
And it is. I mean, we're seeing that offensive foul. Going to take the shot. An easy block here. 5 seconds to go. Can they get a shot off?
They're up again. Let's see if they're aware.
2. That'll count if it's good. Just over the net. And it's going to be 2-zip at the end of the first quarter. And boy, that might be, honestly, Noah, the fastest first quarter we've had today.
And Bill Hopkins, I see you in the stream. Thank you. Full sick, not full chick. Everyone always thinks that C is pronounced with a ch, but actually it's full sick.
And the scorers, it is Sabrina Boss with 1 and Rachel Gam with the other. That's all the scoring in the first quarter.
So it is actually 0-2. I will do my very best to make sure that I'm maintaining the scores here for everyone. Running the stream as well as trying to commentate with Joey. Going to do my very best.
And it is 2-zip at the end of the first quarter. We just went through the scoring, and we've got a lot of polo still to go, and we knew what we were going to get. It's very good, or if not, I would dare say great. So 2-zip advantage. You're off right now, so you can talk. I'll put you back on when you're done. You're off. 52 seconds remaining here in this first quarter timeout. Again, if you're just joining us, from 8th to 3rd, it is Celine in 8th, EK in 7th, EGR in 6th, Okemos in 5th. It was Skyline in 4th and Grand Ledge in 3rd. And now we are to the championship games right now in Rockford at the end of the first quarter with a 2-zip advantage.
You know, we were talking earlier about how Hudsonville hasn't been able to capitalize on the offense we've seen them run all season. And I think that is definitely due to the Rams understanding that Claire and Grace are 2 of the most dominant whole sets in the state. And so they're making sure that they're going to be dropping off, making sure that they're not going to have hardly any space to move, which is forcing actually Claire Tuttle is playing on the perimeter. And so instead of Claire playing in whole set like she's so used to, they're going to put Boovy down there. And now what Boovy needs to do is make sure that she's not causing those offensive fouls that Josh has been calling.
And to be honest with you, they're going to need some secondary scoring, but I would say that for both teams, both Rockford and Hudsonville. If you want to win this game, you're going to need some secondary scoring. The sprint is won by Hudsonville. They trail by 2 very early here in the second quarter. Boovy with the ball, tries to get by. She kind of does. Now draws the ordinary foul. She's going to shoot. Lobs it up. Ooh. It goes over the goalie, but it does not go in. A nice break there for Snyman as she is able to keep that out of the goal, and Rockford will maintain a 2-zip advantage.
And it looks like right now what the Hudsonville strategy is to get a foul on the perimeter instead of really focus on getting that whole set, because they know that the Rams know that they have such dominant whole sets, so they're going to start fouling from the outside and trying to take a shot from outside 5 meters.
Okay, that foul came inside of 2, so they have to bring it out. Obviously she can't shoot. She's got an open teammate way over there. It was Macy, but she was unable to get that out, and the shot clock had already gone off, even though that goes in, and that one stings because that was a great lob shot by Fulsick.
Macy Fulsick on the defense here. Ball goes way deep, up to number 19.
Oh, there's
Harley Persh.
Ooh,
and that's just going to be a regular foul.
Ooh, with how she came across over the top, I thought that was a kick out, but apparently that's not what the official saw, so it's still ordinary, and there's another ordinary lob shot coming, but that wasn't much on that one.
Claire Tuttle is getting forced into these positions where she's on the weak side. She has a small shooting angle. I'd really like to see Claire Tuttle get over to the strong side driver, see if she can make something happen over there.
Rockford coming back again. They're on top 2-zip here. about 5:40 to go here in the first half.
And number 4, Macy Folsick going into set with Grace Boovy defending. Drive comes through from number 16 from the Rams. Shot. Riley Davis, the sophomore from the Rams, takes a shot. Great block by the goalie. It's now a 2-meter.
Nice save there by Emma. Unfortunately, it goes out of bounds, so it is a 2-meter possession. Stays with Rockford. Another opportunity then with 5.5 to go here in the second quarter to make it a 3-goal advantage. The Eagles want a defensive stop. There it is. Nice shot. Hits the post again by Folsick, and a good swim away there by Lamers, and Hudsonville has possession.
And good work by Grace Boovy there, making sure she's keeping her hands up so the referees understand that she's not grabbing onto anyone. She uses her size to try to body out Macy Folsick. Ball goes in. There's going to be a regular foul. She's outside. She takes a shot. And it's a goal. Claire Tuttle with a shot right from center cage at 5.5 meters. Beautiful top left corner shot.
I don't even know if it was 5.5, honestly, Noah. I'm going to say it was 5.0003. I mean, she was just outside of 5, and a big break there for Hudsonville as they get on the board 2-1. Rockford looking to recapture their 2-goal advantage. But now that's going to give a little bit of momentum, and there's a steal. Potentially number 9 has it. Sophia's trying to bring it in. She's got a one-on-one. She's still swimming with it. Drops the ball. That's an ordinary, not a 5-meter. Gives the ball up quickly. Who is us? Claire Tuttle takes a shot. Shoots and scores! We're tied at 2-2 because Claire Tuttle on a perfect pass is able to find the back of the net. And folks, with 4:40 to go in the first half, we are back tied at 2 apiece.
And what a wonderful job by Sophia, the sophomore from the Eagles, pushing and pushing and pushing their whole defender, getting all the way down and drawing that foul so that Claire can make her way down the pool, pass it back out to her so she could get yet another top left corner shot.
Rockford looking to try to answer quickly here. They're down to 15 on the shot clock. Swings it over from one side of the pool to the other. Now they're getting it down low. Good defense. Shots put up. It's missed. And a good play there by Hudsonville. As the one thing I think Rockford does more than anybody else is they like to crash the goalie and get those second chance efforts on shots.
But it's good because Hudsonville recognizes that. Feels like Hudsonville has sunk into their groove as the ball goes up again. And number 19,
Marley Persh, the sophomore, puts the goal in, and that's going to force Katie Claren to call a timeout for Rockford, who's seen their 2-zip lead become a 3-2 deficit with 3:57 to go. And boy, that gives us a chance kind of to dissect a little bit here, Noah. And right now, early in the game, what you saw for Rockford doing was, and it was very successful, they were starting from the outside and allowing, whether it was Macy, even though she hasn't scored yet, Sabrina Boss with one of them, you were seeing some of the girls driving to the inside. All of a sudden, they've gone away from the drives, and they're really forcing or looking, which has been the game plan for Hudsonville, to draw that ordinary outside of 5 and get the quick shot. Now, I think Rockford has to go back to the driving in towards the hole, and if that becomes a double team or anything like that, now you can shoot from the outside.
And really, that's just kudos to Ian. In that first quarter, he maintained his composure as a coach. Ian Hewitt, the coach for Hudsonville Eagles, maintained his composure even though they were down 2-0, and now he's able to bring his team back up 2-0 up to 3-2. I'm curious to see what Katie Claren, the coach for Rockford Rams, what her response is going to be. This is her timeout. We'll see if they can get a goal right off of this timeout and get themselves back in this so that they can stop the momentum of the Eagles.
Well, I tell you, we are watching a chess match in coaching because these are two of the best coaches in the area, and they are really, it is like, it's move, counter move. You're going to see, and I think you're going to see this whole game. And we've been able to, fortunate those of us that follow water polo, we've seen these two teams battle. I've already seen them play at least 4 times this year. These two teams just go at it time and time again.
Watching the Hudsonville-Rockford rivalry has just been absolutely wonderful this year. Both teams try as hard as they can. They push hard, they train hard all year long, and then when it comes time for these state finals, they are ready to go. Here comes the play from the Rams. We'll see if they can execute it well enough, exactly how, and there it is. Number 9 from the Eagles was not getting out of the way, and Sophia is called for impeding on the drive.
Yes, that was thunder, folks, not a roar of cheer from the Hudsonville faithful. from the Rockford faithful, I beg your pardon. But they still got the advantage. Oh, and a nice steal that time. And now an ordinary is called. And they got a chance for a counter here. If they can get it up quickly, they do. Guess who it is? All by herself, Claire Tuttle, the state MVP, the junior. She's by herself. She makes it. She scores! Oh, my goodness gracious. Another nifty goal there by Claire Tuttle. When it looked like Rockford was just moments away from tying it up, Tuttle gives the Eagles a 2-goal advantage, 4-2 with 3:28 to go. That's her 3rd goal already. She's now got the hat trick.
Now Rockford's really going to need to get themselves back into this game. With the momentum that Hudsonville Eagles have, you can hear the energy.
But I also think you got to be careful and not do what you don't do best. And that's what I'm talking about. You don't have to force something there. And they were desperate trying to get the ball down to Gam, and she's great in the hole, but I don't think they had to force it, and I still don't think you do. You just take it one possession at a time. It's a 2-goal game in the championship, and we still have the whole second half. So be smart, be patient, and play your game.
Now, very interestingly, it looks like they've taken out Grace Booby from Holset because of all the offensives that have been called. Great job by Claire Tuttle reaching in and maintaining possession of the ball. Ball gets passed up to the strong side, gets passed over to the weak side again. Number 19 from the Eagles passes it into Booby. Looks like they're going to call an exclusion instead of letting her finish the play.
And I like that one because if you think it was an exclusion, call it right away. Because she really didn't have a clear advantage there.
And now we're going to have a 6-on-5 in favor of the Hudsonville Eagles.
The Eagles with a 2-goal advantage are setting up. Rockford just has to continue to play good defense here. You see Fulsick down there. Although it's an unusual defensive here right now. And it was what a field block there by Macy Fulsick. And that's going to lead to a turnover. And the Rams are back on the attack as they quickly pass it up. And this is a very fast team as well, the Rams. So they're countering quickly. 22 on the shot clock as they get the ball past mid-pool.
I think something that's really going to help the Rams get back into this game is just maintaining their ball control in the perimeter. If the ball stays in the water too long, the Eagles are just going to be able to rest, stay slept on the whole set, and they're not going to be able to make a play. But the ball goes into whole set. Number 16 from the Rams maintains possession of the ball. Macy's trying to get position.
And that's a shot clock violation.
And there it is. That's 30 seconds down. Now it's going to be a turnover. That was a great thought by number 16 from the Rams, Riley Davis, the sophomore. But they just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Offensive foul called at mid-pool on Hudsonville, and that gives Rockford an opportunity here if they hurry.
Now the ball is not live. She's the one that picked it up. That should be a turnover. Looks like they're not going to call that, though. That's okay.
So we're down to 1:44 to go, and now it is Hudsonville on the attack once again.
Hudsonville is taking their time a little bit here.
Wow.
There's some thunder in the background. Not sure if you can hear it from home, but
we're hearing the rattle in here in the pool, and you don't want to take it away with it. We're almost at halftime here, but
Marley Persh is trying to fight off number 14, Kaylee Blockland from the Rams, and Kaylee just has way too much pressure. Great defensive play.
And the Rams trying to push up quickly. They actually have numbers. There's an offensive, an ordinary foul called. They get it over quickly to number 6, Bardwell.
Great fight in the whole set right now. Macy Fulsick trying to get her position, but it looks like she's getting too tired out by the just sheer size and power of Sophia.
Wide open on the weak side. Tries to get the shot in, and she couldn't get anything on it. And it's going to be a turnover back to Hudsonville. Boy, was she open, number 19 there, Newland.
Actually, it looks like that was number 14, Kaylee Blockland. Tried to make that play. Very close. Ball goes into set. The lob over to the left corner, but Booby just couldn't quite get it all the way over. And the goalie from the Rams, Jillian Snyman, the senior, the captain, is able to easily jump up and block that ball.
So it's 4-2. Hudsonville on top with 30 seconds to go. Rockford with the ball, though. Like to cut this back to a 1-goal game. They methodically swim it up. Could have been an ordinary foul. No call there. They're down to 10 seconds on the shot clock, and Booby trying to get the steal, and she got it. So offensive possession now to Hudsonville, but she forces it up. Let's see what she can do with it. And do they call? Oh, just an ordinary. She's outside of 5, takes a shot. Is it tipped? No, it's not. Possession goes back to Rockford. So now they got 16 seconds before the half to try to make it a 1-goal game once again. And they've got a wide open on the weak side. If they hurry, she's open. Nobody sees her, and they waited too long. Oh, my goodness. Now we're down to 3 seconds. Skip shot, it goes in! Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Sabrina Boss, that's her 3rd, I believe. Boss's goal nonetheless. It's only her second, but has pulled Rockford within 2 seconds, 1 second, long shot blocked, and we're at halftime with the score at halftime, 4-3. Holy cow! It was 2-0 Rockford at the end of the first quarter. Now at halftime, it's 4-3 Hudsonville. And I told you, folks, we were going to have an exciting game in the championship, and it is living up to all the expectation. The fireworks is just not the thunder and lightning outside. It is here in the pool. Again, quickly, you can go ahead. We are just hit the scores. 4-3 Hudsonville on top. We have about 4 minutes here before we start the second half. There is still 14 very excited mandatory minutes, and that's if we don't have an overtime. And we've had some luck with you and me, Noah, in overtime games that seem to go on and 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 on.
I very seriously hope that this isn't one of those games. How exciting as they may be, they are exhausting.
They are exhausting, but you know what? It was one of the most exciting games I've ever seen, been a part of, broadcast on anything. And if we got that again, I would not be heartbroken.
Absolutely.
Really?
Now one thing, if you want to go ahead and read out some of the stats.
Yeah. Claire Tuttle has 3 of the 4 goals for Hudsonville. The other one is Marley Persh. And it is Sabrina Boss with 2 and Rachel Gam with 1 for Rockford. And that's our 4-3 score as we head into the second half.
Now one thing that I want to talk about right there at the very end of the half, the Rams were able to score. I'm going to say, I guess I could say it was a pretty lucky skip shot right over the goalie's head. And the goalie might be kicking herself, but one of the great things that Ian Hewitt does is that went over the head. The goalie instantly looked over like, I'm so sorry. And Ian's like, don't worry about it. We're good. Shake it off. You got the whole game to show what you got.
You know what's really funny is you bring that up, Noah. You could argue that the other two of the best goalies we've seen in this entire tournament include the Grand Ledge goalie and the East Kentwood goalie. And both of them struggled yesterday and today with skip shots. And yet they were tracking everything else in the pool.
That's true.
So it's sometimes that change of pace skip shot. And these have not all been high-powered skip shots. We've been seeing some real 1 mile an hour, barely moving skip shots that somehow, and again, it has to just completely pass the goal line to be considered officially a goal.
And one of the things that I mentioned earlier, thank you so much for the carrot, Pat. I appreciate it.
No, it wasn't for you. He just didn't want to eat anything else healthy.
Oh, I see. One of the things we talked about earlier is the difference in strength between men's and women's water polo. And at this level, at the high school level in Michigan, a lot of players can't quite get that real big skip shot that goes down and skips up like you would see in a men's water polo game, but that's totally fine, which is why these goalies are okay with jumping up and getting those high balls, because they're used to the players doing either a lob shot or a very precise pass. You might not see the cage shatter like you would in another game, but what you'll do see is just absolute incredible accuracy. And when you get a skip shot like that, the goalies are not prepared for it, which is why a lot of the times they go up and it just skips right underneath their arm.
Well, and that brings up another good point there, Noah, is all these teams, all 8 teams have had 2 weeks to prepare since their last game, which was at regionals 2 weeks ago. One thing I give a lot of credit, again, and we talked about the cat and mouse game, the chess game between the 2 coaches, but the truth of the matter is both teams have deviated from what they've done most of the year, and it's forced the defense on the respective team to have to adjust as well, and that's just leading to some very exciting water polo.
Absolutely. Well, it also helps that we have a great DJ. Harrison is running the board over here, and he has one of the most wonderful announcer voices I've ever heard, so I'm sorry you can't hear it, you folks at home, but if there's any reason to come out to these state tournaments, man,
it's just to listen to Harrison.
Just to listen to Harrison. That's the only reason. I'm
seriously considering just hanging up my mic right now and listening to him for the rest of the game. Nah, there's too much exciting polo. I can't sit still. And this is what you live for. This is what water polo is all about. We all are huge fans of the sport. We advocate for it, and you couldn't ask for a better finish to a championship game than a close game. 2 of the best. I mean, you could argue I might throw in Grand Ledge as well, but these are the best teams in the state. They have been for the better part of the year. It is not we almost got a couple of big upsets yesterday, but it didn't work out that way. And, that's heartbreaking if you're a fan of not an individual team, but you just like to see good polo, and we've seen it.
It's really great when you get two of the best teams, the two best teams in the state, fighting in the championship game. Sometimes it'll happen where you actually get the championship game in maybe the semifinals, or you'll get it to happen somewhere else. So it's great that we have this. And right at the very end of this half, both of the teams, you can see the amount of focus that showed up on their face, which you watched them at the very beginning of the game, and they're very happy, they're excited, they're trying to get their energy up, and that as soon as they get done with this and it's getting real close, they're down for crunch time.
Well, I tell you what, this is still the last game. It doesn't matter if it's a championship for some of these seniors, and if you can't have fun, you're missing out on something. It is won by Hudsonville. They'll set up. Their lead is down to 1, 4-3. Rockford led early, 2-zip. The Eagles came back to score 4 in a row. Rockford scored the last goal before the half, and that's where we're at, 4-3. About 30 seconds gone here in the third quarter. Pass over to Bovey. She's on the weak side. Tries to put it up, can't get anything on it. Somehow she did! Where did she get the ability to come up on that one and get a shot off? And she finds the back of the net.
You can attribute that shot to both Grace Bovey's incredible power that she has in her legs, as well as the Rams just not attacking the ball as hard as they should have.
But I'll tell you what, Kaylee Blockland is a great defender, and she got schooled on that one.
It's true. We've seen her excel a lot in this game so far.
In this tournament. Ooh, a kickout's called on the Eagles, so a golden opportunity for the Rams to pull back within 1 here.
Number 9, Sophia, has been excluded right now, and it looks like the Eagles are going to sub someone in. Passes up top on the 6-on-5 advantage. Ball goes all the way to the weak side wing, but she is a lefty, so it's actually strong side. Number 8 passes it up to number 14. Kaylee Blockland passes it back down to number 8, Paige Beers. Paige looks for the shot, and it is blocked by the Eagles goalie, Emma Lamers.
Now that'll still be, I believe the exclusion is up. It is, so we're back to even strength, but a new shot clock and possession will remain with the Rams. They get it back on the give and go. Textbook play right there. Ball to Paige Beers.
Ball pass between Paige and Kaylee Blockland, passed over finally to the left side. Can't quite see the number. She's looking for the foul, but she doesn't get it. It looks like Claire Tuttle is just going to grab it and put it under the water for a ball under.
Boy, I am shocked that what I just keep expecting a few more of the Rockford playmakers to start picking it up here in a second, because they're just so talented. Both teams are. And you're looking, a couple of teams, or a couple of great players have been shut down. Shot, puts it up. Oh my goodness, a left shot, it's in. Who else? Number 5, Claire Tuttle.
The Eagles right there did a fantastic job. They actually had 2 players that managed to turn their opposing defenders. Both got inside water. That ball could have gone straight to center, to Claire Tuttle like it did, or it could have even gone all the way across the pool. But the Eagles right now are feeling very strong.
And that's the reason why Claire Tuttle is the MVP. She did it on one end, getting the steal, and then finishes it on this end. Fulsick with an opportunity to score, takes a shot. A good shot on goal, but it is partially blocked, field block, and a save. But the Rams continue to crash, and Bovey, let's see how they're going to call it on Rockford, so possession stays with Hudsonville.
Good job by Bovey. It took her a second. Bovey, not Bovey. Bovey does a good job of screening the ball there, making sure that their team is able to maintain possession. That was too much of a fake for the referees to award. It looks like it's going to be the Rockford's ball. Claire Tuttle needs to work out the kinks in that little fake there for a foul. Ball gets passed back. Nice job by Bovey there. All the way back, taking care of the cherry picker, number 5, Rockford Rams, Rachel Gam.
So now we'll set up once again. Rockford trying to get it to Fulsick.
And now you're able to see how spread out the Hudsonville Eagles are. That's allowing Hudsonville to have so much movement in whole set. So they're able to pass it around. They're able to have enough time to pass it in the whole set, but it looks like that pass by number 12, McKenna Brink, was just a little too telegraphed. And the Rockford Rams are able to get the ball back. Let's see if they can get anything off this possession.
They bring it up slowly, methodically. They're going up on the strong side.
Ball's on the left side right now. Goes down to number 5. Rachel Gam again has the ball. She's all the way on the wing. She's getting pressured. Passes it up to the driver. There's no one in whole set right now. Number 14 drives in. Kaylee Blockland again. She tries to get the shot off. She shoots. Great block by Emma Lamers.
That's one of the better saves we've seen so far today. But here you go again. Look who's back down there. And to their credit, Hudsonville is not going to allow her to stay by herself. And she's so good at that. People forget that she's still there.
And you talked about that even in the first quarter. You said the Rams love to attack the goalie and then just stay down there because people don't expect it. They think, oh, we're going to be up on this next possession. But when Rockford stays down like that,
nice save on both ends. That time, credit that one to Snyman. And back come the Rams once again. They trail by 3 with 3:06 to go here in the third quarter. 6-3 is our score.
A little bit of a skirmish happening between Boovie and Blockland right now.
Oh, and actually,
she goes for the quick shot. Number 5
in this goal.
Number 5, Rachel Gamm from the Rockford Rams gets the rebound off of the crossbar and shoves it straight into the back of the net.
Boy, and I tell you, we talked about this again, and we're going to keep saying it. Rockford has gotten now 2 of their 4 goals because they crash after a shot. And so many teams, they do one shot and they head back on defense. And because Rockford's so fast, they're able to not do that.
One thing I want to point out right here, I don't know if Ian, the coach of Eagles, called it or if it was the team leaders in the pool, but they started with the ball all the way at the goalie. Huge turn by Boovie, but she just couldn't quite finish it.
Chance for Rockford to make it a 1-goal game again as they come up the pool with it.
Boovie's got to be careful. Looks like she's starting to get into fights with several players on the Rams. Referees are letting it go for now, but we'll see.
I beg your pardon. Boss twice swims up with it. Gets it over to Fulsick. Fulsick at the point. 7 on the shot clock. She tries to swim back. There's no help, and it's going to be a ball under possession to the Eagles.
Fulsick is trying to draw that foul there so that she can get a shot off right at 5 meters, but the Eagles are just doing too good of a job not falling into that trap.
Oh, easy turnover to the hole. Boovie just wasn't, the pass was on her weak side. Now they get it up to Fulsick. What can Fulsick do with it? She's got a one-on-one, but against a very good defender. And number 7, Buckingham. The shot goes over the cage, out of play. Possession goes back to the Eagles.
The Eagles have possession of the ball again. Looks like Boovie is down there bullying number 3, Sabrina Boss. But Sabrina Boss is sitting there, and she ends up getting an offensive drawn on Boovie. Great defense by Sabrina Boss.
Boy, they are really watching that very closely on Boovie. You're right.
They have to be very careful. She's extremely strong player, and she's very smart as well, so she can get away with a lot. Ball is up top, number 14 from the Rams, Kaylee Blockland. She passes it in. Fulsick tries to go for the backhand, but her elbow is just a little too far up, and the ball goes just wide of the cage.
And that's really because of good defense.
I'm happy to see some backhands, though. This tournament, we haven't seen as many backhands as I would have liked to see. And it looks like the Eagles are communicating, saying, yeah, you go, I'll stay back here and defend. The pass goes a little bit wide, so number 7 from the Eagles, Aubrey Buckingham, is trying to stretch out for it, but she maintains possession. Ball goes down to the right wing. Boovie has possession. They're dropping real hard on Tuttle right now.
Oh, a kick out has been called.
Exclusion number 3 for an over-aggressive foul. Coming up over the top is the signal that the referees are giving, and the Eagles are going to call a full timeout here.
On Boss, let's find out. I think that's our first. It is. So with a 6-4, Hudsonville up by 2 with 55 seconds to go in the third. This is actually a very important setup here for the Eagles. They would love to make this back to a 3-goal advantage. Now for the Rams, they need to get a stop counter and go right back and continue to play their game, because this is, it's back and forth. This is just what's been fun about it. You know, neither of these teams are out of it, but there is a very slim margin for error right now for Rockford. Even though we have the entire fourth quarter to come, you do not want to give a juggernaut like Hudsonville a 3-goal lead going into the fourth quarter.
No, that's just going to make it extraordinarily hard. Those 3 goals, especially in the last quarter, that means that you need to get a 3-0 quarter, or if they score, now you need to get a 4-1 quarter. And that's just a lot to expect in one single quarter, especially at the end of a game. Right here, as we're starting to get to the end of the game, you're going to start seeing who's the stronger girls, who has worked out harder, who has trained the hardest to get to this point, who can survive this hard fight of water polo state championship.
Indeed. So the timeout's up. When play continues, we'll have 55 seconds remaining.
I would like to apologize as well. I had it at 6'3" on the stream. It is actually 6'4". I adjusted it, but just in case any of you were thinking to yourself, I thought it was 6'4". It is. Eagles are here on the 6-on-5 advantage. Boovie with the ball, passes it back up top to number 12. McKenna back to Boovie. Pump fake to the top right corner. Slightly off the mark though. Rockfords get possession and the referees call the foul.
I'm surprised she went to the weak side on that one when the strong side was so open. Oh, what a quick shot! Unable to capitalize on that one though is, what do we got? Offensive foul called.
Yep. That's the same thing that Fulsick has been doing this entire game. She shoots, if the goalie blocks it or if it goes off something, she's going to attack the cage every single time. Which I think is a decent strat, but I'm surprised that they haven't tried to switch it up because they've been doing the same thing all game.
We're down to 15 seconds here in the third quarter. 6-4, 2-goal advantage for Hudsonville. Rockford, though, gets a chance at last shot here in the third. Looking for somebody to score. 5 seconds. They're going to have a decent shot. Takes the shot, but it's easily blocked. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Our score at the end of 3, 6-4. Hudsonville on top over Rockford. Taking a real quick look at these scorers. 4 goals for Tuttle, 1 goal for Boovie, and 1 goal for Persh. That's the 6 for Hudsonville. For Rockford, you got a pair by Boss and a pair by Gam, and that's where we're at, 6-4. The only person is Sophia for Hudsonville with 2 kickouts. Other than that, everybody is feeling very confident and has the ability to play a regular game going into the fourth quarter. Let's get you back on here.
You know, one thing that I just realized that we could have been doing this whole time, we've got a camera here in this laptop. We could have been in between quarters. We could see our faces.
No, I think they're lucky to not see the faces. What we could have done, if it's got the camera on the front side, we could have actually put it on just the scoreboard, so you didn't have to update it like that.
Oh, this is way better. I love having to type in the scores manually.
Well, you're on it. It takes away a little bit from you being able to do, back and forth with me, but it's been a great job, actually. And, I don't think we originally planned, you and I, from last year, we were going to do at least this game and maybe the game before, but we've ended up giving you the last 5 games, and, that's awesome. I mean, I talk about the passion that I have for water polo in our state, and hopefully people getting a chance to watch some of these games, not just the championship game. We'll see. You know what? We've got, Scott's about to bring a water polo team to Northview High School. Yeah. That's awesome. It's an expansion. That's what we're trying to do. And I know a new board member for Michigan Water Polo Association who has some rather ambitious goals of trying to get water polo in the MHSAA. So, we're looking to get our sport recognized as it should be.
Which is a very exciting thing, especially for those of us who played Michigan water polo 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago.
Ouch. That is me, 31 years ago, but all right.
So, heading into the fourth quarter here, looks like it's going to be Hudsonville's ball. It is just going to be a turnover. The official on the other end must have been a false start. I guess we could ask them after the game, but I'm not sure.
I don't know if it was called by the official or by the goal judge.
Regardless, Hudsonville wins the sprint, and they have the first offensive
possession here in the fourth. Long shot, well over the net though. Possession goes right back to Rockford. So all it did was kill 16 seconds off the clock. Rockford gets possession now. Wow, and that ball popped out and rolled down the... You don't see that one very often.
Just a nice soft roll all the way to the line judge. Now Rockford's holding on to the ball quite a bit here. They're going to need to move it a little faster if they want to get their 2 goals up, but looks like they're going to...
But now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was just wanting to make a quick point as the save is made. I don't think you do anything outside of your norm because there's still so much time to go here with it's only 2 goals.
That's true, and right there you saw it. They're still doing the same strategy where if the ball is shot, they're going to attack the cage. That time 2 people attack the cage from the Rams, but that leaves someone on the Eagles open on the left side. She should pass it down to number 19 from the Eagles, Marley Persh. She takes a shot, but good block and knocked out of bounds by the goalie from the Rams, Jillian Snyman.
Wow, that was a great job. I don't even know how they closed that quickly.
One thing that these players need to recognize, a lot of these shots have been going in the left side of the cage. I think if they try to switch it up and shoot for the right side, they might see a little bit more success.
Oh.
Huge turn by Boovie, but they're going to call an offensive.
They called her for the wrapper on the backhand.
Much too aggressive, and probably the ref on the other side saw a little bit of a turn above the water. Rams have possession, ball's on the left side. Folsig is open, she's looking for that ball center, she's nodding for that ball, she wants it.
Quick shot, cross cage, missed. I like the shot there by Sabrina Boss, but I do believe that Folsik was actually open on that one, and they should have given it to her because she was right at about 4 meters.
Now, you remember just a few seconds ago I said start taking shots on the right side. Sabrina Boss there. I don't know if she can hear me, but...
She did. She pointed over at you when she made that shot.
Gotcha.
And do we got a turn? No. Oh, yeah, a kick out. Oh, and they're calling that one on Folsik. So with 5 minutes to go, 2-goal advantage here for Hudsonville. Looking to make it 3. Swings it over. Left side. Now they're being patient with it. Moving the ball, moving the goalie.
And if that ball stays dry, they should have decent success. A skip shot, but the skip happens way too far away from the goal. If that skip was a little closer, maybe they would have had a goal there, but the skip from number 12, McKenna Brink, just a little too far away from the goal line.
Folsik brings it up the pool. Looks for the spin. Might have drawn the kick out, I thought, maybe. On
Not quite, but she's going for it.
Oh, just an ordinary is called.
It looks like the Eagles there, though, were expecting an offensive because it looks so similar to the call that happened just a few moments ago. Shot from way up top, again on the left side, but the goalie from the Eagles, Emma Lamers, is just on top of that side.
Easy to track that when the shot's coming from 12 meters out.
Ball on the left side from the Eagles. Marley Persh looks for a pass all the way to the other side of the pool onto the wing. Boovie is hanging onto the ball, trying to get a turn. Ordinary foul is called. Ball passed up top to the weak side driver. Back down to Boovie. Boovie's looking for that either turn to force it into the back of the cage, or she's looking to pass it into Claire Tuttle. But they need to look to pass it to the other side of the pool. Ball gets passed all the way to the other wing. 2 seconds left. Now, clock is going to run out.
You and I get this, but if you're at home and you hear the whistles, when I heard the second and potentially third whistle, I thought they were calling a kick out, and it was actually just to get the attention of the number of whistles actually mean something if you're new to this great sport of water polo.
Yes.
Quick short side, that's going to be a 2-meter right there. Possession stays. We're just talking about it exactly, and you go right into it here. So the whistle stays a possession with Rockford. And now with 3:45 to go, and that was a very poor pass on a restart. A free pass, and you really can't afford those ones when you're down by 2 with 3:35 to go. Hudsonville still on top, 6-4. Haven't said that in a while. 6-4, Hudsonville up with 3:30 to go in regulation.
But this is absolutely still Rockford's game. They can 100% get back into this.
I couldn't agree with you more, but you're going to have to start taking advantage of your possessions.
Yes, you cannot be having passes like that last possession. Ball gets passed down to the right side wing. Number 7 from Hudsonville. Claire Tuttle is sitting in the whole set, but there's a second possession of Hudsonville where they run down the shot clock all the way to the end, and it looks like there's going to be a timeout called by Rockford.
So with 3:10 remaining in regulation, what I believe to be a very good timeout called there by Katie Claren, and that will give the Rams an opportunity to set up. I believe the Rams still have one full, and then they also have a short timeout, which means you just get to set up. But that will actually bring up interesting here. Do you go? I think they, being Hudsonville, has done a great job of almost really negating Macy Folsik offensively.
Absolutely.
But Rachel Gam is such a threat. Do you really try to use Folsik maybe as a decoy and get the ball to Gam to potentially score?
I think that Gam and Boss have both been doing a great job of showing what they have to offer, and same with they've been doing Paige Beers as well. They've been doing just such a fantastic job applying pressure to the cage and making sure that Emma Lamers, the goalie from Hudsonville, isn't able to really be completely comfortable with her defense. So if we're going to look at the stats for Emma Lamers, if the Eagles are taking stats, she's blocked a lot of balls.
Now, I want to go back to something what I find is interesting. In the first quarter, Claire Tuttle was literally the comeback for Hudsonville. When they were down 2-0, she scored 3 of the next 4 goals, and she's got 4 goals in the game. The interesting part, though, is both good and bad. The one name that's really been heard and talked about most in this game for Hudsonville is actually number 4, Grace Booby.
That's true. We've been mentioning Grace Booby's name quite often, and that's because she keeps... I think the Eagles' idea to use Grace right now is to give her the ball, have her run down as much time as she can, try to get a turn on the wing. Maybe she can get inside, draw an exclusion, draw a 5-meter, something like that. They know that they're getting dropped from the weak side, so they don't really want to pass it up there, but they know that Booby is a strong player, and they know that Booby can get a good turn. So if they can get that to happen with their 2-goal lead, they can take their time with this.
Huge possession here for the Rams. Ordinary foul is called, but I don't think they want to shoot that. They had a design play coming up here. Rockford sets it up right now on the strong side, swings it over.
Sabrina Boss over to Paige Beers, the names that we've been talking about this whole time. Paige goes for the shot just a little above where that needed to be. If that had been dropped on the right side corner, maybe that would have gone in. But again, Emma Lamers is right there on top of it.
Although I still think, and I've said this several times, I don't think a lot of the girls are finishing the shots with the ab crunch. And I know that might sound like, oh, you're just being a little ridiculous. No, if you one time try it in the water and get, oh my goodness, what a field block, gets it right back. Second chance, shoots, and it's high and missed. We're down to 2:34 to go. Possession back to Rockford. They still trail by 2, 6-4.
Nice job by Sophia there from the Eagles, though, maintaining pressure, knowing that, you know what, even though we're up by 2, that doesn't mean that we can't have a great offense. Goes for the first shot, blocked by Beers, and then she goes for the second, just a little too far up top. Volsick with the ball on the weak side driver, trying to get the turn. She gets the turn off, but the hands are up on the Eagles, and she ends up getting an offensive foul going for that ball.
She didn't like that call. Ooh, and she could have gotten away with a kick out because you cannot actually bring your arm in when a person has a free pass. But
that was pretty close. Regular foul called for the Eagles. Eagles maintain possession of the ball. It's on the right side. Tuttle is open in mid. If that gets pushed in, Tuttle might get called for an offensive, but it looks like it's going to be fine. She pushes away. She gets the goal.
That could be the backbreaker with under 2 minutes to go as once again, the junior state MVP, Tuttle, is able to find the back of the net, and now it's a field goal advantage. That's our 5th goal for Hudsonville. And yes, she is state MVP, but right now she's really trying to work on being the state tournament MVP.
Now, I'd like to say that I thought that might be an offensive just with the way this game has been called so far, but it was actually a beautiful step out by Tuttle, creating so much space. Even she stopped and turned around like, really, you're not going to call that?
And
but that created so much space, she was able to just get a perfectly clear shot wherever she wanted to on that cage.
That was a bit of a do or die there for Rockford, and the ball goes out of bounds. A timeout taken. Now, what do you think Ian is saying over there when he called this timeout?
So Ian, I'm going to just take a big guess out there. What I would do in this situation, and like he's been doing for almost the entire quarter, is run the entire clock down. You notice that there's no rush when that ball's in that right wing. They're just hanging out. They let the shot clock run out 3 or 4 times this quarter because they know they're up by 2 points. They're maintaining defensive pressure. No one's able to get a good shot. Emma Lamer's exactly where she needs to be every time. The defense is forcing that shot to go in the worst possible place on that cage. So they know their defense is good, and they decide, you know what, we're just going to maintain constant pressure up in the front, and we'll be good for the rest of this game. So that's what Ian's saying. He's saying when you get that ball, we don't need to do a full spread. Maybe they will, but I doubt it. If they do a full spread, cool. There's only 3 possessions left. There's 1:30 left in the game. And so Ian's just basically going to be running down this clock. They know they won. They don't need to get any more goals. They just need to stop Rockford from getting a ball, calling a timeout, going down. Getting a ball, calling a timeout, going down. And that's all they need to do. So that's all Ian's saying. He's saying we got this in the bag. Just don't do anything dumb.
All right. We are down to still, and I don't think this is still over. I think, as crazy as it sounds, and we've seen it, if Rockford gets a quick stop and comes down and scores, you never know what can happen here still.
Hey man, you're the entertainment guy, so I guess I'm more of the realist here, where I'm starting to get a little worried. And as you can see, the goalie is just going to hold on to that ball. Katie Claren, the coach from Rockford, is saying you need to go get that ball. You either get that ball and try to do something, or you're not going to win this game. So good job, number 5 from the Rams, Rachel Gam, listening to Katie and going up there. Now she's up top. Now they're just going to run out the shot clock all the way down to the bottom. Number 7 from the Eagles, Aubrey Buckingham, is going down to that weak side wing and just kind of hanging out. She goes for the shot.
I'm surprised really she didn't dump it, actually.
Yeah. 1 minute left.
Oh,
and look at that. Just like I said, when they get the ball, they're going to be calling a timeout, going to set up, and that's what's going to happen here. If they get that goal, the instant thing, they're going to line up at half, they're going to rush them and press them as hard as they can, try to get that ball, call their final timeout. And that's the only way that Rockford realistically can get back into this game. There's 1 minute and 4 seconds left. This was their short timeout called.
And it actually was a substitution to allow Fulsick back into the game.
Yes, Grace Bargwell, one of the captains from the Rockford Rams, is pulled out. Rockford Rams have possession on the right side of the pool. Looks like they have an open wing, but a great drive by number 3 from the Rams. Shot to the right side, but blocked by Emma Lamers. And now you're going to see the Rockford Rams try to attack the cage. Hudsonville's going to call a timeout. They're going to put some players in, probably.
I don't know that they're really going to put players in. Well, maybe. Oh, yeah, he is.
There we go.
Now, with 3, I don't know. There is still a part of me. 4 goals, 5 goals, maybe. 3 goals, it's still.
3 goals with 47 seconds
except
left.
only 1 timeout, I guess.
Yeah. And if they had more timeouts, then maybe that would be it. If they had scored in that last possession, then maybe this would be something. But, Ian's going to put in those players that haven't had a lot of play time or any play time, but he is going to keep.
On the senior side.
On the senior
I
side.
Think
Did
so.
He put in all the seniors?
I'm looking.
I don't think so.
OT, number 6 is in. That's a senior. Number 17 is a junior.
Yeah, so it looks like they're just going to hold on to that ball. Players were able to get in for a second just to get a feel for the pool. And he's going to keep his starting lineup in. Ball gets passed back to the goalie. Goalie's going to need to pass it out. Emma passes it to the kick-out corner on the right side of the pool. We'll see if they dump it. They're just doing a full spread-out strategy right now. And 30 seconds left in the game. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Good steal by the Rams. That's still good. They can keep playing. Number 14, great steal. Kaylee Blockland has had quite the showing this game. Number 3 from the Rams goes up for the shot. Great job treading up, but the ball goes just over the cage.
Shot clock is off. This is going to do it, folks. The Eagles are going to be able to hold on to the ball. The Rams are showing a lot of class here. They're letting it go. The clock is ticking down to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Congratulations to the Eagles of Hudsonville High School. They are your 2019 Michigan Water Polo Association Women's State Champions. They have beat the Rams 7-4, and they are the state champs. And without a doubt, it is the 5 goals by Claire Tuttle, the state MVP, and my pick to be the tournament MVP that has won the title. Now, it was the Eagles losing a heartbreaker in 432 overtimes in the boys season, but the Eagles capture the state championship right now. Congratulations to them. Take nothing away from the Rockford Rams. They had a phenomenal year. They're a great team. They're going to be number 2 in the state for the year, but it is the Eagles of Hudsonville that are your champions. Congratulations to the entire squad. Holy cow, it's been a great tournament, and I tell you what, folks, looking at all this stuff, I mean, your heart breaks for the team that loses this one, but really, truthfully, we talked about it all year. No, Hudsonville's just so deep.
They're a fantastic team, and, even though the Rams weren't able to come out and win that game, they still showed a great job of playing good water polo. Great ball control, good job setting up on a 6-on-5, good job trying to run a strategy that has worked for them consistently. Unfortunately, this time, the Eagles were just on top of it, and there was very little the Rams could do to get past their defense.
All right, folks, real quickly, bring you up to speed. The 8th place team was Saline, 7th place is East Kentwood, 6th is EGR, 5th is going to be Okemos, 4th is Skyline, 3rd is Grand Ledge, 2nd is Rockford, and the 2019 Michigan Water Polo Association State Champions are the Eagles of Hudsonville High School. For the legend Noah, I'm Joey. Thank you everybody for listening and watching, and we hope you check out our website and get more involved in Michigan Water Polo. Until next time, thanks everybody, God bless, and have a great weekend.